Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Polywine, where we like to take a deep dive into stories pulled from the media and have a fun time while breaking it down. I'm Jillian, and let's get into it. We were off for a few days over the holiday and a little bit of summertime fun, but we are back, and thank you for your patience while we were off and coming back to join the fun. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's work our way over to hard hit Texas. That is still reeling, trying to recover and dig their way out of the catastrophic flash floods that hit over the holiday weekend. Just massive scale of devastation. When you see the aerial footage and how widespread it is, and just the amount of debris and how many things have just been completely wiped away and piled up on top of each other. It is going to take the search teams such a long time just to gently and tenderly work their way through the layers and layers of mud and debris that have piled up on top of each other, and just to go through it with such a fine skill and care so they do not miss anything or anyone. As of last count, the death toll from this flash flood is around 132, and the number of those still missing is over 160. So sad for those who are affected. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. And for the first responders, thank you for everything you do and your tireless effort to help rescue, recover, and now in search efforts. So, I mean, it is an undertaking that on such a scale I can't even imagine. So it is going to be a very long project. So please just give as much support that you can to those in the search team. It is going to be a massive project, and the numbers could still grow. We still truly don't know how many are still missing. There's campgrounds, there's tents, there's RVs, and for those camps with small kids that were hit, just absolutely crushing for those parents that drop their kids off at camp in that area, and especially at Camp Mystic that was hit so hard. Oh my gosh, the pain that they must be going through just to kiss their kids and hug them and send them off for such a joyous time, and to know that that's the last time that they would ever hug or kiss or see their children again is just absolutely gut-wrenching. And I am so sorry, but it is just such a sad situation. And we are seeing it seems like these natural disasters on a big scale are happening more frequently. So it is something to be said about emergency preparedness, emergency plan, and how do we have our first responders trained, and also what is in plan and action to help when these things happen, like FEMA. And so these things matter. And it all comes down to local government, state, and federal government. And not only did we have that, we also have wildfires raging near the Grand Canyon. We also had other flash floods that hit New Mexico, which killed 3. So there's a lot happening in just the last week alone. And we're only halfway through the summer. So please, please have all notifications set up on your phone for the weather service and anything that may come up if you're traveling, in your home. Just have a preparedness for any emergency if you can. So better safe than sorry, but just some things are unavoidable. But if you can have some type of emergency action plan ready to go if needed. As we're talking about these emergency action plans on the state and federal level, well, there is a lot of turmoil happening in DC right now. And we have the tariffs. Are they going to take action on August 1st? and what's the number, the percentage of what's going to take effect? A little uncertain right now. Everybody's feeling a little bit unsettled about this situation. We just don't know how to take it. So with the pending tariffs, we have the fallen out bromance between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Well, remember several weeks ago, Elon Musk said that he was going to step away from Doge, and it got a little contentious between him and President Trump. And we had a bit of a war of words exchange between both of them. And remember, Musk said in a fit of anger, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files. Well, remember, the Epstein files has always been a hot topic for many, and definitely amongst many of Trump's base. That is a little bit more fuel thrown on the fire of everybody who has just been waiting for these files to be released. What could be in the Epstein files that is so important to so many of us? Well, I'm sure there's a lot of names on there that are high profile and of power. We all want to know that. Is there anything that's a little shady? I mean, you're telling us you have flight logs, you have client lists, you have videos and pictures and all this that's out there. Why are you suddenly now saying there's nothing? You've been building it up. And so several people in your administration say, I have it sitting on my desk to review. And there's a lot of damning information in there. There's something there. There's definitely something there. And now, when it's time that you can release the file, suddenly, well, there's nothing there, nothing to be seen. Oh, did we say that there were some names of importance on there? Oh, we take that back. It's very suspicious, and now people are pissed. A lot of people in his base are pissed. You said you were going to release it. We want to know. And a lot of times why these conspiracy theories get so much traction is because there's people and power and there's cover up. That's really what it is. It's money, it's power, it's cover up. And the people are sick of that. So we want to know, is there something there? And you tell us there's something there. You're like keeping us on the line. And now, oh, there's nothing. And case closed. So now Trump said after it's closed, now, if there's anything that can be released, we can release some. If the Attorney General chooses to release some, we can release some. So who knows? Are we going to get a little bit? Are we going to get something? Or are we going to get nothing? These are the questions we have now. But a fair amount of people in his base are still pissed. They're like, it's not enough. You're not giving us the answers and we want more. And you made us a promise. We believed you and now you're falling short on that promise. So now we don't know what to believe. And we feel cheated and lied to. And this is what I have heard from some individuals that I have chatted with. This is some of the things that I've heard people on social media saying. I have heard this in interviews from those who are upset because they want something. I think this could be a scandal for him. Every presidency has a scandal that they just can't shake. And is this going to be Trump's? I think that's a terrible smear that he's going to have a hard time erasing. But are the war of words going to continue? Musk has even come out saying that he wanted to start his own political party, the America Party. Will that happen? Is the feud going to continue? It's interesting to watch. It's sad to watch these two grown men kind of go at it on such a global stage, but we're all kind of sitting back watching this feud happen. You know, it's sad when bromances fall apart, but this one definitely has in an epic fashion, and we're all watching as you guys just put all your dirty laundry out there on X and Truth Social, and the rest of us all are kind of taking it in and scratching our head at the same time going, what is happening? But here we are, and the fight continues. And speaking of fight, did you happen to catch the Taylor Serrano fight on Netflix this past weekend? Incredible fight. 4 fights total leading up to the main event, which is the Taylor Serrano fight. The women in these fights, you are incredible athletes, all of the matches were really good. The final match, which was the headliner, which was the Taylor Serrano fight, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Third time they met again in the ring to a fight to the finish. It was jam packed. It was full on action. It was all the way down till the end. Just incredible. Powerhouse fight, punch after punch, and till an unanimous call that yet again, Katie Taylor won. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Such a close fight. And I got to tell you, I have a hard time watching boxing. But when you have true excellence at a sport like that, and women, you are true professionals and just amazing athletes at your craft. Just amazing. And to see a huge event like that, and it's all women, something to be said. It is truly a moment in sports. And I have to say, I was here for it. I loved it. And Netflix, let me give it to you. You didn't have any of the lag time and the delay issues that you had during the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. There was a lot of delays there. This one went off without a hitch, but I got to tell you, Netflix, you really, really bring the fun. You bring the concert portion to it. You bring the fight. You bring it all. I loved it. I love that you had the national anthem for both Ireland and Puerto Rico. You had singers performing while you were kind of announcing each athlete. Super, super cool. The ring announcer, awesome. That guy was really great. I enjoyed watching him. All in all, I think great turnout, great performance. I loved it. And if you do another one, and I hope you do, the numbers were there. 6 million people tuned in to watch this fight. 4.2 million in the U.S. alone. So huge numbers, huge. And I hope they have another one. These two women, the drive that they have and the love of the sport, phenomenal. Just absolutely incredible to watch. I loved every moment. Some of it I was watching through my hand like this, but just truly incredible fight. Well done, ladies, and good job, Netflix. Really, really good. Speaking of battles all the way to the end, we just had the Love Island USA finale. Huge turnout. There were a lot of viewing parties in bars. I saw one in Vegas from the pools. Huge turnout. Ariana Madix, our Bravo girl, former Vanderpump Rules. It is so good to see you doing so well. You are killing it. You look amazing. Your abs, fantastic. You look great. And what a turnout. Going all the way to the end, it was Brian and Amaya were the winners that took it all the way. Congratulations to you. Another great season. Season 7, finale, Love Island USA. If you haven't caught it, catch it now. It's on Peacock. So let's work our way over to Bravo to another finale. Well, we just had the Housewives of Atlanta finale. You know, we were waiting for this pressured volcano to explode with this drama of who is Marcus and what does he know against Angela's husband, Charles, and fell flat. Well, are we going to get more information in part 1 of the reunion? First of all, ladies, you all look beautiful. There's a lot of body glitter happening here. Beautiful. Portia, your makeup, you look gorgeous. You have this whole Wonder Woman kind of bustier thing, have a corset going on. You fill it out well. You look gorgeous. But your makeup your skin looked flawless, just beautiful, beautiful. All the girls look nice. It was fun to watch Drew kind of just sit back and not have to, just take all the hits like she does in a lot of the other reunions in the seasons past. So she was just kind of a little bit just enjoying her seat, kicking back, relaxed. She would come in with a comment here and there. Yeah, he called Ralph too. And, her name was cleared a little bit with the whole Dennis situation and trying to bring him into the show this year and film with him. That Portia didn't like. That got cleared up. So it was nice to see Drew not have to be in major defense mode. So that's good. Shamia was just pissed and could hardly even look at Portia. She is just agitated and she is ready to come with it. Angela, you are so pretty. I like the Diana Ross hair. It was a sharp turn for me. So I was just trying to get used to it. The makeup on all the women was really, really heavy. I know that you are on camera. There's a lot of lighting on you, and you're going to be under that lighting for a long time, many hours. But it was really thick, really thick. And like I said, the body glitter was just everywhere. I can imagine what that furniture looked like when the women got up. I'm sure there were probably a lot of lotion marks because their legs were glistening, and I'm sure there was a lot of a nice greasy kind of lotion to give it that glow. Everybody looked great, but the body glitter, I'm sure when they got off that furniture, it was lotion and body glitter and who knows what else. But they all look gorgeous. Nothing really happened in the reunion, in part one of the reunion. Nothing at all. We found out the Brit's not there. Nobody cares. She didn't show up. You lost your peach. Sorry, Brit. You brought nothing to this season. Anyway, we got a little bit more into what Angela is so pissed off at Phaedra. And I have to tell you, it still feels like you're reaching, Angela. Like when you whipped out the folder, we're like, oh, like she's coming with she's coming with the receipt. She's coming with the proof. Really not. She says, Phaedra, do you recognize this person? Is this person related to you? And she's like, yeah, looks like a sibling of mine. I come from a family of 4. Well, this person is from Athens, Georgia, and you're from Athens, Georgia. And she's like, okay. And they went to school with you at one time. She's like, I still don't know who this person is. I have no idea who this person is. And Angela kept saying, well, they went to school with a sibling of yours and you must know them because you're all from Athens, Georgia. And it didn't make sense to me. It still seems like she's really reaching to really try and connect this to Phaedra. It fell flat to me. I don't understand this whole Marcus thing. I don't know why he was even brought into it. It was nice to see Charles get a little amped up and pissed off. I can't wait to see him on the couch behind his woman because we got a little clip from the next episode. He's like, where's everybody else's husbands? I'm the only husband here. I am interested to hear what he's got to say because he's always got something to say. And I got to tell you, I'm always a little entertained by Charles Oakley when he has something to say. It's pretty funny. I'm ready. I'm always ready. I don't need to get ready because I am ready. He always says something like that, like a sports phrase, but he cracks me up. So I'm interested in what he has to say. I want to know what the other people that are going to join in and give some of their thoughts and responses to, because Portia's baby daddy Dennis shows up. And there's some other people that kind of show up and give their input. I think Ralph's on there. Ralph will do anything to have a moment on TV, even if he's got to slowly creep up from the stairs from the basement. Just still not a lot on part 1 of the reunion. But will I watch part 2? I will. I want to know where this connection to Phaedra is, because right now I'm not really getting it. I think it's really a bad reach, and it's not happening. So either drop the story, drop the connection, and just keep it moving. But now you've already made an enemy with Phaedra. So you need to make up and move forward because Angela, you've had a great first season. I definitely think you're going to be coming back, and everybody likes Charles Oakley, so why would we bring him back? But Phaedra's coming back too. And like she even said, I got a guaranteed contract. So she's coming back. I do agree with Drew Sidora that she said, it came out on the reunion that she had said on a podcast, she was on a podcast a while back, that she said that Portia coming back to this season was a flop. She was supposed to come back and present this image and this lifestyle, and it didn't happen. And it fell flat. And, I gotta tell you, I kind of agree with Drew. There's not many times I agree with Drew Sidora, but this time I kind of do. And I gotta kind of say, Drew a little bit this season. She didn't have a lot of storyline, but a little jab here and a little jab there, and just kind of being a little messy behind the scenes. Seemed like that was a good formula for you, Drew. So let's see what we get in part 2. And yes, there is a part 3. Still don't know how part 3 you squeeze that one out, but you did. But it is really sad to see Shamea and Portia fall out. They have been friends for a very long time. This goes back to school, I think they've said. I mean, like, Shamea's been there forever. She's been a ride or die. But this always happens when a friend of suddenly becomes a full cast member. There's always a falling out. That one person kind of knows the skeletons in the closet of the other individual. And then there's a power shift. They were always a friend of and a kind of behind the scenes. But now, when they are on an even playing field as you, they don't really like it. A lot of times there's a lot of jealousy. It creates friction, and, chaos ensues, and so does a fallout. So that's where we are. It is really sad to see a true friendship break up. But that's how it goes in life, and that is definitely the pattern definitely the pattern of which it tends to go on the Housewives. So sad, but not uncommon. So let's see part 2 of the reunion, Real Housewives of Atlanta. What were you find, Andy? Where will you go? Well, let's go over to King's Court. That just premiered. New show on Bravo, or Peacock too. Now, it aired. We did have another version. We had the Queen's Court a while ago. That has been out. So we had to do the male version of the King's Court. And who are our wonderful candidates for the King Court? Well, our bachelors. Well, drum roll, we have the beautiful, the gorgeous Tyson Beckford. We also have NBA All-Star Carlos Boozer and WWE legend Thaddeus Titus O'Neil. Okay. I like those 3 picks. Excellent. To whoever did the casting and chose those 3, thank you. 3 beautiful men, very well-respected, successful, and they are bringing the story. They are bringing opinions, and I like it. I like it a lot. The girls, beautiful, gorgeous. Let's see who's going to go all the way to the end. Are the relationships going to last? I like that Bravo is kind of doing a kind of spin-off of these love shows. We had the Love Hotel. Now we have King's Court. We just had Love Island, although that's Peacock, still in the family. All really good. Watch King's Court on Bravo. It's a good one. I like. And speaking of new show, somebody told me that I need to watch the new series Dexter Resurrection. Okay? I did not watch any of the other Dexter series. I know it had a cult-like following. It was huge. I knew people that had watched it all the other seasons, and they had always, you're going to watch it, you're going to love it, you're going to love it. I don't really I told you, I don't even like boxing. I don't like blood. I don't like the horror stuff. I don't like any of that stuff. But I do like that serial killer mind. I do kind of like that investigation, that hunt, and that kind of thing. So they're like, you're going to like it. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it. This new season's got a huge cast, a lot of A-listers. I am starting this series knowing nothing. And I watched the first 2 episodes that was dropped on Paramount Plus. And okay, I'm in. Like I said, I didn't know anything. They jumped right in where they left off from the previous seasons. The story just picks right up for Dexter being shot, and they go from there. So there, I had some questions from the storyline from previous seasons, but I mean, they jump right into the action, and I liked it. Dexter hunting down these other people. I kind of like the thrill of the chase, the hunt. It's a little disturbing, but I like it. I get it. I get it now. So I watched the first 2 episodes of Dexter Resurrection. I think it's going to be a hit. It's the other series have been a big hit. A lot of times when you reboot something or bring back another season to follow up, sometimes it's not as quite the success. I think this is going to be very big, and I will be watching. So Dexter Resurrection, Paramount Plus, watch it. A lot of cameos, a lot of people were in and out of the screens on just the first 2 episodes. So I am down. Good storyline. Very good story. Well written. I liked. And speaking of some other kind of dark things to watch and maybe some information, there is a new documentary out on Peacock. It is called One Night in Idaho. And it is about the Idaho college murders. And we're getting some interviews from roommates, friends of the victims, family members, and just some information of what happened about this crime in the night. Some of it is definitely difficult. It is very emotional to hear, especially friends and family members and other students from the college. But, we just had the trial a few weeks ago where Kohberger stood up after a long time declaring his innocent. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. And his defense team declaring his innocence. And he stood up in front of the judge, changed his plea to guilty on all counts, and admitted to the murders of all 4 victims, and also agreed to not appeal any decision that was made. So this is pretty recent. Again, it was still shocking to see him stand and to hear his voice say, yes, do you admit to killing this victim, this victim? The judge named each victim individually. Do you admit to killing them? Yes, Kohberger said. It was shocking to hear him finally admit to that. It must have been so painful for the families, but hopefully now that we can move forward. He will be sentenced at another time, but yeah, he's now pled guilty. But, this documentary really kind of breaks everything down. And I think we are all very curious about what happened. We did not get a trial like we had with the recent Karen Reed retrial in Massachusetts. We also had the Diddy trial that just ended in New York. So we got a lot of information. Since we did not get a trial, we did not get any information out that I think that the public wanted to hear about this case. We didn't get anything. We got a little bit that came out in through the media, through the news. That's really it. And I think everybody just has so many questions about this horrific crime. So I think this documentary gives us it is such a tragedy. I don't know if he'll ever come out and do an interview, but I think everybody still wants to know why when you see the pictures of those beautiful 4 kids. And they were adults, but they were college. They were still kids. And just awful. And if we stay in the world of documentaries, let's work our way over to HBO Max. Later this week on Friday, there will be a documentary that drops about Billy Joel, and it's called And So It Goes. Talk about his music, his career, his life, his passion. all that. Now, Billy Joel has just recently been in the news. He just came out as he canceled his tour because he was diagnosed with a rare disease, hydrocephalus. And I have talked about in the past as somebody who is directly affected by a loved one that suffers from the condition of hydrocephalus. My heart goes to you and your family. It is something that I'm sure will take some time to process. It is a heavy loaded heavy loaded diagnosis. That's for sure. It will alter your lifestyle. It will alter, your daily activity and function. It will affect everything in your life, every aspect of your life. And with him just recently having to actually cancel his tour because of this recent diagnosis, it'll be nice to see this documentary come out and just explore and celebrate this gift that of a man, but this gift that he has given us for all these decades. And Billy, as you're just navigating your way through this recent diagnosis, I hope that you are still able to love and create your music and hopefully one day put it out there. Maybe you won't be able to tour, but maybe you can do like a private concert or still release music on your own terms, however you can. One with hydrocephalus, it's day by day. You're going to have a good day, you're going to have a bad day, but I hope on your good days, you're able to still embrace what makes you happy and still give us the world what it makes all of us happy, and that is your gift of music and your talent. So Billy Joel, I've always been a fan. I love your music. I will be watching your documentary. I am cheering you on, and your family. I'm here to support you. So is the entire hydrocephalus community behind you. This is a complicated and rare disease that has no cure. Some treatments, but as of now, there's no cure. And it is life altering. And I hope that you can get back onto your road to recovery, feeling better, and live your best life. I hope that with this diagnosis and you being a high profile celebrity, I hope that you can also bring recognition to this rare disease, and that will hopefully in turn bring in money, and that will turn to research, because we definitely need this research for this rare disease. July is Parathyroid Awareness Month, and I had hyperparathyroidism and hypercalcemia. I actually had a transoral parathyroidectomy a while ago. And the transoral approach is where the surgeon goes in through the lip, down the neck through the fascia, and removes whatever affected area that needs removal. And I have to tell you, I had a fantastic surgeon, a great care team. The surgery went well, recovery was easy, and I feel so much better. In hindsight, I did not know how truly awful I felt. And this was all discovered during my annual physical through my regular blood screen. It's just a nice little reminder to stay in tune with your body, take care of your overall wellness, get yourself checked. And if you have any concerns or just something's just not kind of feeling right, please go get yourself checked. It's all worth it at the end of the day. And always, just be good to yourself. Well, that's it for us today on Polywine. Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow us at Polywine Time on Instagram, and please follow Polywine wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much, and have a great day.